And welcome to the Overly Animated Podcast, where we take animation seriously. We talk everything animation here, including Miraculous Ladybug, which we'll be getting into right now. I'm Dylan Hysen, and today I'm joined by Delaney Stovall.
Hey, y'all.
And April Collins.
Hello.
Yes, happy Valentine's Day, and Ladybug hath bequeathed us on this Valentine's Day a clip show. We are extremely excited
clip show.
To recap the recap. Recapping the recap here. It's the Overly Animated Podcast for Stormy Weather 2, the highly anticipated sequel to Stormy Weather 1. Yes, and we were hype, and we'll see if we think it lived up to the hype. Yeah, we talk Ladybug every time it's new here at the Overly Animated Podcast. Find us at overlyanimated.com. Search for Overly Animated Ladybug on iTunes, or our YouTube is youtube.com/overlyanimated to subscribe there for any future Ladybug podcasts. Yes. Spoilers for this episode, kind of, and I guess...
Are there any spoilers?
So, Delaney, what was your reaction to this episode and when you saw that it was a clip show?
So I was like, okay, stuff's happening, this is cool. It was pretty generic, and then I was like, oh, it's a clip show. It's better than the Legend of Korra clip show.
Okay, there's definitely shades of remembrances from Legend of Korra, because
definitely very similar.
A little bit of new stuff, a little bit of clips, and there's some narration over old clips. Yeah, I think it's handled very similarly.
I mean, I think it was nice to have a recap with like these characters. Like, I enjoyed the self-reflection because we didn't get that in the Legend of Korra clip show, but it just clip shows aren't great, and we really didn't do anything with this. Like, but we didn't. I mean, we got Marinette writing a note to Adrien. Like, it was a big moment for Marinette, and we actually got something at the end with Marinette. We didn't get anything with Adrien, except he's slightly less mad at his dad, but I'm like, you have every right to be mad at your dad, dude. And then, of course, at the end, Adrien's like, oh, it's not Marinette, and I'm like having a stroke watching the episode. I'm like, are you for real? Do some forensic handwriting analysis, boy. Like, this isn't that hard.
You can afford it.
Also, the fact that he still has the valentine, like, you're obnoxious. Also, I got really confused. Because, like, I didn't remember, like, it's not like there's a large gap between, like, where we are in season 1, like, in comparison, when we cover Steven Universe. But I think they expected too much out of me to remember. And like, so I was like, what? And then I was like, okay, I remember the poem now. I remember. But then it was a little confusing because she actually still had the poem, which I'm not shocked because she's a super stalker. That doesn't shock me at all. But I didn't really understand what was going on because it got a little confusing with like the past and present because like they're 14 and they wear the same outfit every day. So you have no idea what's going on. But I did remember bits and pieces, and it was nice to go through and, see stuff from season 1. And I did like the poem and all that. So it's cute. But overall, this episode, we didn't really do anything, and we could have had, we had the most terrifying villain, like, the Earth was about to die, and we didn't even see them finish the fight, which I appreciate. That was a cool thing narratively to do, but I was also like, can we deal with this volcano? Which, what? It's crazy stuff.
Yeah, we'll talk about the volcano for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree. This episode heavily references Dark Cupid from season 1. You say it was Dark Cupid in France aired 3.5 years ago, and in the US 3 years ago. So I think I also did not really remember much of Dark Cupid, lady. So I think it's understandable considering it was 3
I was like, what? What happened?
Everything with the Valentines, was from Dark Cupid. I didn't even remember what episode. I know, how dare us. Dark Cupid is everyone's favorite episode. Well, yeah, no, I know, I understand. Okay, April, you just finished watching. What was your reactions to this episode?
So I'm really sad that Adrien is moving away and that we're going to miss his friendship. Oh, wait, no, that's not what was happening. We were just getting a clip show because that's what it felt like. I was like, what character is leaving the show? Like, that we have to go through all of these remembrances. And, like, I was like,
who's dying?
You thought it was building up to something now.
Yeah, well, no, but that's what it felt like. Like in all of those, like, classic sitcom shows, that's whenever they would do, like, the clip show is whenever, like, someone was leaving or, like, moving away or whatever. And so I was like, oh, who's leaving the show? Like, what's happening? Also, didn't know that Aurora was a part of the class, but apparently.
Me either.
Yeah.
Also, I was like, it's a kid.
Yeah, like, so I guess that's a thing. And then
it's what we were talking about. They're just gonna start whipping people out,
right? Yeah. Like we're just randomly throwing people in class now. But there was also a really great moment because I was like in the car watching the first part of the episode, and I was like, oh my gosh, they're just recycling all of this old footage. And my husband goes, April, isn't that entire show? And I was like, okay,
listen,
you're not wrong, but
listen. How dare you come at us like that? Okay.
Right? I was like offended, and then I just quickly got over it. But yeah, so also I'm pretty sure volcanoes aren't weather, but sure, I'll accept it.
Yeah.
But
maybe they should have been like climate.
Yeah, something along those lines. I don't know, but I do agree that I liked that. Like, we just kind of got to hear what was going on, like, the whole bit, like, does she have a pen, and, like, is that a copier? Like, what?
That was really good, and also, like, I think that just sums up what it's like to watch this show. Also, did y'all see Thomas's super shady tweet? It was amazing.
No, but I can't wait.
Yeah,
to hear
he's not happy right now with people that are insulting the episode on Twitter.
Well, no. This tweet, everyone's like, "This is amazing. It's very different. It's interesting to see all the progress that has been made." And he was like, "I thought Miraculous was a show without plot development. Have I been lied to? I'm shocked."
That's
wow.
Great. Oh. Wow.
I don't know if I call this plot development, but yeah, it showcases the character development. I think this episode does really well.
And I really liked that we're kind of like inside everyone's heads, which was kind of nice. I mean, the only people we weren't really like inside their heads whenever they were like sort of remembering was like Alia and Nino. And then, because they were having the conversation together. And then, of course, like, there was the moments where, like, Tiki's, like, having a conversation with Marinette, and then, like, Adrien's having a conversation with Pog. So, but I liked the, like...
Oh, and we even got Natalie.
Yeah.
Natalie.
I was super excited for Natalie. So, poor Natalie. She needs a hug or something.
Also, can we give her some medicine?
Right, like some Xanax or... I don't know.
No, I don't even
That's
know. I mean,
like,
she needs
that's
some, like, extra
half of
medicine.
what she needs. But,
yeah.
And then I, like, at a certain point, I was like, the show is trolling me. And I mean,
that's all the show does.
That's all it does. I even, like, told my husband, I was like, the show is trolling me. We're not doing anything right now. Like, it's just pretending that it's gonna do something. And I mean, we kind of did something at the end, which was nice, and she did give him the note. But then Adrien is dumb. But we can talk about that more. So I have mixed emotions on this episode.
But in summary, I agree that the summary of the episode is Adrien is dumb.
Yeah, that's what everyone's reacting to, how dumb Adrien is at the end. And also being frustrated with the clip show, which I think is understandable, I guess. I mean, yeah, it is kind of funny because this is a show that already has like a minute of reused animation every episode. But here we get half of the episode and then half new stuff. Yeah, it's very much like the Korra clip show. It's always tough when you don't know a clip show is coming because it's just disappointing as the audience. So I think
you're like, oh, at least we knew the Korra clip show was coming.
Like Prime's is like right before, but yeah, you should warn people. I think in general, but this was okay. I think like it's coming off of what might have been the show's best episode yesterday, 2 days ago. Like this is pretty disappointing. I think in comparison, it does like show off very well where we've came from, all the character development, but like where the adult audience is watching this, it's maybe that's good for you. Maybe it's more of a useful thing for younger audiences, but we understand the character development that's happened. I don't need my hand held through this, right? But I guess it's kind of nice to see all that. I certainly am not crazy about this type of format. And I think sometimes it handled it well, and other times it was like not super great. At one point we have a 1 minute long clip towards the end. It kind of seemed like it got worse as it went on in terms of like the use of the clips was kind of creative more at first. We got narration over it. That's an interesting perspective. Sometimes though we just played clips and they seemed randomly interspersed, including that hilarious Luca insert clip at the end, which I was very happy with. It really saved the episode, seeing all of our favorite Luca in there. But no, there's still some really good stuff in here, including some new information and interesting things to discuss and speculate on. Also, Chloe's back in this episode, and it'd been a little bit, and she was fantastic. So I am very excited to talk about her sick burns for the beginning of the episode. Okay, I guess the number one thing is the end with Adrien not understanding that it's Marinette. He says, no, Marinette couldn't possibly be in love with me. She's just a friend who loves fashion. Besides, there's Luca, which was a really bad line, and then we get and then
I was so mad. I was like,
too.
Luca doesn't need to be in here.
Delaney, how dare you? Why, you just not in tune enough with your love for me, okay? You just need to play the song of your true
so
emotion.
much. He's the worst.
I'm right here, Delaney, okay?
I invited you, Luca. Get out of here.
Okay, fine, I'll go, but just leave you with the song. Okay, but look, we have to fill some time here, but no, and then at the end he says, Adrien says, it's just someone who has similar handwriting. That's all.
Get out of here, Adrien. I'm so.
Who do you want to leave, Luca or Adrien?
Both. Luca. Well, I mean,
who's going first?
You know what? Luca's not as dumb, so I'll give him credit.
Oh wow, you.
Adrien's so dumb, and I was so again trolled because Marinette did the no, and I was like, you know what? I'm proud of her for just doing the no, and then they like bust out the old valentines, and he's like, this is interesting, and I was like, no, you guys aren't doing this to me. And then I got excited because I thought we were doing this, and he was gonna figure it out, and then just,
like you were like like when he pulls out the valentine,
yes, and he's just like, I've never noticed Marinette's handwriting, and I was like, where are you going with this, Adrien? Like, but there we go. That's it. That's all I got. Adrien just being dumb in the end, and it's not cool.
There was a chance that Adrien knew at this point that Marinette liked him, but apparently not.
Nope. Apparently, any like hope that we'd been
given, a little bit ambiguous, yeah, but no, not now.
Nope, not anymore. It's all back to square one. Back to the drawing board, everybody.
Yeah. I thought it was fun at the end, but yeah, that's like it's a season 1 big type thing. You know, we get bigger things at this point, and that's like the crux of the episode. So I think that like shows the lower stakes, quieterness of this episode, which is okay. And we end with the card with Adrien and the Valentine and hearts and Ladybug. That was sweet. It was very, very appropriate. Family Channel aired this on Valentine's Day. Definitely intentional.
Yes. My husband pointed that out to me too. He's like, April, it's like Valentine's Day. And I was like, no, get out of here.
It's not. Oh,
no one can be here.
The fact that Zach somehow lucked into this world premiering on Valentine's Day, I don't think they did it on purpose, but I guess it was good. Let's just go to the beginning, and we'll go there's some interesting things towards the beginning to talk about. Delaney, we start the episode with Marinette and Alia kissing each other's cheeks. Was that a good omen for things to come?
At first I thought it was, and then I was like, oh. Because Marinette's such a bro, and she was like, oh, y'all want to hang out? I will go do this. And I was like, I know this is really just benefiting you, but like, what a bro.
Yeah, she gladly would bring it to Adrien.
Of course.
Yes. Why not?
Okay, the biggest bro of the episode, though, was Natalie.
Yes.
Why was Natalie the biggest bro? To Marinette.
Yeah, like, Natalie was so cool to Marinette. Like, she was like, yeah, I'll tell him.
And she literally repeated it. Yeah.
It's so good. I was like,
usually things get lost. It's not Natalie. It's not Natalie's fault that the message did not translate to Adrien. She did her part. Yeah. This is a big episode for Natalie. We'll get to that. But yeah, Marinette will drop off Adrien's homework instead of Nino, and then comes Chloe, and it'd been a little bit, I feel like, since we really got into Chloe here. I mean, she was the star of season 2, as everyone knows. But here she comes. She's just trashing on Aurora, who apparently is at their school this whole entire time. I guess she's in a different class. But But yeah, I mean, I kind of remembered Aurora was a teenager, but I think, yeah, it's a little surprising that she's just in their school. April, you rewatched Stormy Weather.
I did.
Preparation for this episode, which turns out that was a futile exercise because we barely talked about Stormy Weather. Were you disappointed because this was not focused? Stormy Weather and Aurora were not focused on more here.
Yes, because the episode title is literally Stormy Weather 2, and I was just so worried that I was going to forget something important from that episode, and I was like, I'm gonna watch it before watching Stormy Weather 2 because that makes sense, right? But then there was nothing, and apparently volcanoes are weather, so what do I know? I guess at least she wasn't, in the words of Delaney, just if you can throw ice, why use water? So.
So your homework was to listen to the Stormy Weather 1 podcast. So that was a quote from the Stormy Weather 1 podcast.
I said that?
Yeah. You guys were trashing on
give us the
vendors.
recap. We have some time here, April. Give us the recap of the Stormy Weather 1 podcast from 3 years ago.
Well, I appreciate that because I didn't know that Stormy Weather 1 was supposed to be the first episode. And I was like, oh, okay, I guess I can see where this would be a first episode. And then you guys were very hopeful about Marinette and Alia getting together. And then Delaney at one point says, I just have a really bad feeling that they're going to ship Alia and Nino in this show.
Hilarious. So funny.
Wow. We know. We knew it.
We knew it from the start. And there was the whole bit about Delaney saying that, why throw, if you can throw ice, why use water, was really good, because I think, Dylan, you were complaining about how she kept using ice. So.
Oh, yeah, no, that makes sense.
But, yeah.
But she got a volcano this time. So.
Yeah, she switched courses here. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, and the other thing that you guys were like, you were hoping that Marinette's character would evolve from her just being crazy and a stalker over Adrien. So
hey, we got that. She's less of a stalker.
A little bit.
A little bit.
a little bit less.
Yeah, it was a good time to listen. And season 1 podcasts are not the same as season 2 and 3 podcasts. They're totally not at all. So
what's the big difference?
Well, first off, me, but
you. Yeah, you.
You guys are way more serious in season 1, which is totally misplaced.
We didn't understand yet how to discuss the show because we didn't.
Yeah, we were like,
We're trying to treat this like a normal show, and it is not a normal show.
Oh, and I liked that you guys also thought it was impractical for them to have 4 different ship names for Adrien and Marinette, and then Marinette and Cat, and then Cat.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
We did a podcast for each one.
Yeah, and then we did it. So we've gotten used to that. Okay.
April's Stormy Weather 1 podcast recap.
Thank you, April. Good job.
For more information about this.
Yeah, give the outro. Okay. Okay, there you go. That was important enough that had to be in the first 20 minutes of this podcast because let's continue. Okay. So.
Hope everyone enjoyed. Thanks for listening to my TED Talk.
TED Talk? Is a podcast just TED Talks? I guess it was a solo podcast. No, okay. So Chloe's here, and she's
back to her old tricks.
Yeah. So okay, I guess the discussion point is: did she revert too much here? She had all this build up in season 2, as a little bit discussed in this episode. Delaney, do you think she was too mean here?
I think. It's not that she was too mean. I think I didn't appreciate that when we did the recap, she didn't learn anything from it.
Yes.
Because the most important thing that could have been in the recap was when her and Ladybug had that talk about her being terrible. But that wasn't there, and she didn't learn anything.
Yeah. April, what do you think?
I agree with that. It was it seems like she just didn't learn anything, and so I thought maybe she would kind of get something out of it. And I guess she did kind of, like, stick up for Ladybug just a little bit. But then, like, Sabrina was there to just reel her back into her old ways. And I was like, Sabrina, go away, because she was onto something for a moment, and you stopped that. You derailed the train.
Yeah, Sabrina was digging on Ladybug a little bit. So.
Yeah,
but she was she was throwing herself in front of Chloe to save her. She was great. But yeah, I think the key is that it's not like Chloe had redemption in season 2. She just we didn't really get the full Chloe redemption. It was like she's a little bit better, but this is still in character for her. So I don't agree that this is like doesn't make sense with season 2 of so which I've seen some people saying. I think like this is still Chloe.
Yeah.
Chloe just isn't that great.
It's just that we understand Chloe better.
Yeah, right. It's more exactly. I think that's a good point. The audience is more on her side. She's still kind of terrible in a fantastic way, obviously, but it's she's a little bit nicer. She's a little bit more empathetic, but not that much. And the result is some of the best Chloe insults that we've ever gotten. And we get Chloe's Marinette impression here. She says, "You'll always be Adria bummed, lame." That was her Marinette impression.
It was a good one.
It's weird. It was a little weird in English. I don't know. I didn't really understand what she wasn't like, here's my, she just went right into it, and it was good. I appreciate that from Chloe. I like the impressions here. And then her dig on Alia is that Alia and Ladybug are just as clueless as the other one, because she doesn't know who Ladybug is yet. Yeah. That was the dig on Alia. And then she says about Aurora, she's gone now because of you two. I wasn't even halfway done trashing her. That was my favorite. That was my favorite quote of the episode. She's upset that she couldn't have more trashing on Aurora. It was I was upset too, Chloe. I wanted to know what you had to say about it. She was being mean to Aurora though at the start, and I'm also on Team Aurora.
Oh yeah. Also, how did she still get the weather gig? Because
wasn't it like a one-time contest? You just watched it. What was it?
It was a contest to be like the weather girl or something like that. And she didn't win. The other girl won. So how is it that she is now the weather girl?
That's why she was mad.
Yeah,
wait, what happened?
So I was really confused because I was like, wait, the other girl won. But I didn't have anything to do but accept it, because maybe she quit. She was just like, look, if this is what's going to happen, I quit. You can have it, Aurora, if it really means that much to you. I'm going to go focus on my grades and not fail. I don't know.
Wow. Yeah, we need the backstory here. When Stormy Weather 3?
Stormy Weather 3. Stormy Weather's not even in it. It's just...
That's basically what this was. By the way, there are 2 other episodes coming this season that have 2 in the name. They're two other two versions of season 1 episodes. So now we're very fearful that those are also clip shows, because
no,
not confirmed. We'll see, but
they're gonna be clip shows.
I hope not. I don't know. I feel like we used a lot of clips in this episode. Do we really have 2 other episodes worth of clips to use?
Dylan, we have all of season 1 and season 2.
By the way, I just want to air my grievances here. I feel like we had 0 clips from Reverser in this episode, and how are we ignoring the pinnacle of television that is Reverser? I mean, in this episode, we go into space. Earth is being lifted away from the sun and its orbit, and yet we don't run into the space dumpsters.
Where are the space dumpsters?
Where are they? Did they follow Earth further into space?
These are.
Did they freeze over?
Did they freeze over? Oh no. Yeah, what happened to the space dumpsters? Are they okay?
We couldn't have Cat with the Kite in this episode. That's what you're telling me? You can't put that in there?
Apparently
no space dumpsters. No airtime for the space
and
dumpsters.
And Hawkmoth was like, I'll throw you into orbit. And I was like the space dumpsters.
Yeah, exactly. Why didn't you...
Why did anyone...
Like the space dumpsters. Why didn't he say that?
Maybe he forgot about... He's just taking advantage of the space dumpsters at this point. It's one of those things.
We're gonna have... Yeah, he's taking them for granted. They're in space.
I don't think he thought about the consequences of Stormy Weather's actions in this episode.
Yes,
because he is also on Earth. So, oh, you think that, like, Ladybug and Cat Noir, like, foiled your plans? She was gonna super foil your plans. Like, how...
This is benefiting no one. Yeah.
And I would have really enjoyed a moment where because you know how he's always, like, coaching, like, the villains along? I would have really enjoyed, like, a moment where he was coaching her and he's like, what are you doing? Like, we're all going to die. But... that
would have been good, but very, very minimal hockey this episode.
Very minimal.
A little bit of Gabriel. We'll get to that. But yeah, I'm just, where's the screen time for the Space Dumpsters? This is the one time we could have seen them again without having the sequel, we just pencil that in for season 4. I'm telling you, come on. We really need that. Okay, let's keep going. I don't even remember what we're talking about. Chloe?
It had been. And then we started talking about stormy weather. So.
Okay, so yeah, she was trashing her Marinette. We get clip package about Marinette. Adrien's become a friend that I can talk to about anything except my feelings for him. Yeah. That's what she says. Yeah. Tiki, will I ever be able to tell him that he means more to me than just a friend?
Nope.
Nope, he will never know.
12.
Not so far. No.
I think even if she says it to his face, he won't know.
Right? It's not your fault, Marinette. We see how clueless he is here. I mean, she makes some mistakes at the. We'll get to that, but your friend love Marinette is not love your friend Marinette is not the most clear.
I thought she was gonna sign love Marinette, and I was like, yes. And then we added the your friend.
Love
and I was
your
like,
friends.
Well, you just signed your own tombstone. Enjoy.
Really, it's an unforced error adding your friend in there. Why do we need to do that?
She didn't even have to put love your friend. She could have just put Marinette.
Yeah, with a heart next to it.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's how I do everything.
That's good. That's good. Here's something to talk about. Okay. Here's new information. Gabriel in the beginning of our Gabriel clips package. He's writing a letter to Miss Tsurugi, Kagami's mom, who we saw last episode. She's blind and she went on the train with him. Right? That's her, I believe. And things may not be going exactly the way we planned, but change can be a good thing. I'm confident it will only strengthen our agreement in the end.
And so I'm like, ooh, sketchy.
Yeah, the change thing is like the theme of the episode, so we can, that was just, but Gabriel and Kagami's mom have an agreement. This is new information. Delaney, what popped into your head about what might be going on here?
I don't know. I just thought it was something sketchy. I have no idea what this agreement could be.
Sketchy.
Do you think it's like an arranged marriage
No,
situation?
not allowed.
They would.
This is against the rules. I'd be so mad. Can we please not do this?
Oh, they would.
But yeah, see, that's the thing. Like, as I sit here and think about it, I'm like, that's not like outside their realm at this point. Like, why not do arranged marriages?
It might not be going exactly the way we planned because they're shipping.
because the writers of the show are.
Yeah, but this is interesting. This is hinting at actual plot stuff, and probably not until the finale of the season or next season because of the way we work here.
I feel like we've like caught him like writing a letter to someone talking about plans before, or maybe I just imagined it. But I had a very strange sense of like deja vu, and I was like, oh, are we in the middle of another clip right now? And then I was like, nope, we're actually in the show.
Right, I thought it was a clip at first too. It's very unclear at certain points, but yeah, this is new information with Miss Tsurugi, and the question I feel like is, does she know about miraculous stuff? Could she have been one of the people that was chasing, no, those were Nazis, but could she have been one of the anti-villains, I don't know. There's presumably other anti-miraculous people that Master Fu had to deal with before, with his whole drama in the past that we don't really know about. Or like if she's teaming up with Gabriel, that might indicate she was a bad guy there. Or is she like a miraculous ally or something? And I feel like this hints at her knowing miraculous stuff.
It's probably going to be something lame, like, because what does Kagami's mom do? We don't know. She's also a fashion designer, and so
She could just be boring work stuff, yeah.
It's literally just like, oh, our collaboration isn't working out as planned because you like gossamer fabrics and I'm into leather right now. I'm so sorry. Like, I don't know.
You nailed it. That's exactly what's going on. Yeah.
Perfect.
It's more likely than the arranged marriage, maybe? I don't know. Maybe not. I feel like arranged marriage is the best theory we've got going so far.
I like arranged marriages.
No, we hope not. But
well, we don't. But I feel like maybe that's what it takes for Marinette to finally.
That's the impetus. Yeah, exactly. Okay, that'd be good. Yeah, so I'm. We'll see what happens. I feel like she might be involved in miraculous stuff. We'll get into that later. We get Natalie narration here. This is a big part of the episode too. She's this is the first time we really see from her perspective like this. She says, "My affection for Adrien has grown." She says, "As I've watched Emily falling deeper into an endless sleep."
So she's dead.
Interesting. I don't think she's dead. I think she's asleep.
So
a coma.
Very unclear whether she was dead or in a coma. This is basically confirming that she's in a coma. Yeah, Emily. So this is new information here.
I like that she also admits that she never should have taken this job.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, multiple times.
Considering what I've gotten into here, she notes her feelings for Gabriel, and then she's.
And we had the infamous arm around the neck scene.
Yes, the highlight of the series. Yes. We were into it, and Natalie coughing, much like she did in Mayura. So we see more of that. Her being negatively affected by the broken miraculous or the damaged miraculous.
Yeah.
But what's nice is that Gabriel stopped whatever he was doing to make sure she was okay. So that was kind of sweet.
Yeah, it's because they're in love, April. Jeez.
Oh yeah.
It's the shit. That's the number one ship in the show. Natalie and Gabriel.
I'll ride that ship until Emily comes back.
You got to pick a side here.
Well, then I want to feel out the Emily Gabriel thing. It may be a little bit weird. She may be really mad at him for using the miraculous completely wrong and for being mean to Nuru. So
I don't think Emily would co-sign the Nuru treatment here.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah, maybe Natalie's really evil though, or Emily's really evil though.
She's even more evil.
Yeah, maybe. But yeah, I thought it was very cool with the Natalie narration. That was one of the more interesting parts here. Here, we get this Gabriel perspective section. Chloe wasn't the only one with sick burns this episode. Here's this exchange between Gabriel and Nuru. This negative emotion I'm feeling. It's familiar, Nuru. Maybe it's your son's emotion. You should spend more time with him.
Nuru, yes. Wow, Nuru. Wow.
Wow. Betrayal.
He's a slave. Is that right? Betrayal.
I guess, you know what? I guess, Plog's pretty sassy, so Nuru can be sassy to Gabriel, too.
Nuru wasn't even trying to, that wasn't even supposed to be a dig. He was just, he was trying to be genuine.
So wait, does that mean that Gabriel often feels Adrien's bad feelings?
That's awkward.
Yeah, can he just feel any negative emotions? That's a good point. Yeah.
So does he constantly feel like Adrien's? He's like, oh, someone's upset. Oh, it's just my son. I'm not gonna kumatize him.
Not gonna bother. Yeah. Then he does the zip lip thing with Nuru again. So that's depressing. Gabriel, just take it out with your with your terrible lines as Hawkmoth. Don't take this out on Nuru. Leave him alone.
Leave Nuru alone. Also, I wish we would have gotten a clip bit of all of Hawkmoth's best moments.
Where was the Hawkmoth clip show? He's the best part of the show. Yeah. Why can't we just get a best of Hawkmoth lines?
Yeah, I would have. That if we had
would
have
been all been worth it.
Yes. That was my first thought. I was robbed of all of Hawkmoth's best moments.
I rescind my my space dumpster complaint and file this new complaint about lack of Hawkmoth clip show.
Good news, you can file both complaints at the same time.
Oh, okay. We can do both. Okay. Maybe we're just saving all the Hawkmoth clips for an entire episode of Hawkmoth clip show. That's
for
the next
one of the future ones.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. I'm gonna choose to think of it like that. Yeah.
Okay. I like this.
That'll be better. Yes. Kumatize, we're into stormy weather. We get the Adrien clips. Probably the worst part of the clip show is we get 5 different clips of Plog eating cheese.
That's what he remembers best is the cheese.
That is.
I thought that was kind of funny because it was Plog doing the remembering, and so of course it was all of the clips of him eating cheese.
Which is all he does.
Which is all he does, but he loves cheese. And I was like, this is not outside of him to remember all of the best cheeses either. So I was upset about it.
Clearly a lot of work went into this episode considering we edited together all of the plug eating cheese scenes. So it's not like...
we were hunting them down. Does anyone remember... like the email that
all
goes
hands
out?
on deck. What episode was it that plug ate cheese that one time? Yeah.
What was the episode where he like throws it in the air? Yeah. Okay. Write it down.
No, I think one writer's job is just it's just to note all the plug cheese scenes. Yeah.
Can you imagine? Like, that's literally your only job.
That's what one intern does.
Did this episode have plug eating cheese? No. Okay. Well, what are you doing here? Like, what? Get out of the office.
Remind us to put in plug eating cheese in this episode.
It's been 6 episodes since we've last seen Plug eat cheese.
Tell
the writers immediately.
Yeah, so that was, I feel like it was a fun use of the clips, but and he says Adrien's dad is like cheese, yada yada. Okay, the plot of the episode, Aurora is going to use the volcano to move Earth away from the sun and make it a perpetual winter.
Because this makes sense.
How?
Because volcanoes do that. I Googled it.
Oh, tell us.
No, I didn't. But
don't just give it up so easily. The lie.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Well, if you didn't know, volcanoes can make the Earth.
Okay. We don't believe
volcanoes in Paris.
Oh, they're Parisian volcanoes.
Because Stormy Weather did her research and she was like, "Oh, right. So Paris is going to be in the exact position so that if it explodes or erupts, it will then move the Earth out of its normal, orbital field area, and then will be colder, and everyone will die." So she put a lot of thought into this. I was really proud of her.
This was like, they could have died, and they couldn't have fixed it.
Yeah.
Would the Miraculous Ladybug have fixed this, Delaney?
Well, yes.
But not if Ladybug's dead.
Yeah, not if Ladybug's dead. Doesn't work that way.
Can Tiki fix it on her own? Can she just because it's plug can cataclysm, right? So
yeah.
I guess she could lucky charm. She wouldn't. I don't know if she could.
But what happens to Tiki if Marinette dies as Ladybug?
I think she's still alive. Oh, as Ladybug. Oh, well.
Yeah.
I feel like she just removes herself from
the body? Okay. That's
yeah,
terrible.
I didn't want to say it. Okay. No, stop.
It's gone really dark. We're moving on now.
Okay.
So
Ladybug makes a pun, and then we get Kat saying, "I love that girl." That was sweet, right?
That also, she's super warmed up to Kat.
Yes. Well, we'll get into that. Yeah, more of that in a second. Okay.
She's making puns with him.
You get the Alia and Nino recap that we all wanted, right? And
it's what I was craving from this episode.
Well, the worst part was we get both of their full transformations again in the recap, and it didn't really make sense.
Oh, and we got their full transformations of their new powers.
Yes, we do get the one of each of the new power transformations later with Ladybug and Kat. I counted the transformation sequences in this episode. What's each of your guess? How many there are?
Of how many transformations?
Total in the entire episode? Yes.
6.
Sequences.
That was going to be my guess too.
Okay. It's 7. It's
Whoa!
7.
Whoa! What was the 7th one that I missed?
Hey, we're so good though.
Yeah.
It was close. Okay. Hockey. Before, Alia and Nino.
Oh yeah, I forgot about
the 2 powers, and then we get a brief. It was a truncated one of Queen Bee, and then also Kat's transformation. We don't get the normal Ladybug one. I don't know why.
We got Kat's transformation.
Yeah, that was in this episode, and normal Kat and
I blocked it out.
Yeah. Well, you can skip through it. It's fine. But they're good. You just we gotta put in all the transformation sequences. It definitely seems shoehorned in Alia and Nino transformations. I mean, we like them, but didn't. I don't know how much sense it made in the context.
The best part about Nino and Alia was when they're about to kiss and everyone comes in. That was the only good part about all of that.
That was good. I mean, Alia's sisters are
oh no, they're great. And then when they
did
the dance.
All of the sisters were there. This really was like an episode like oh my gosh, Ollie is going away to school, to a new school. We'll never see her
Oh,
again.
rip Alia. Yeah. Nope, never.
All of the characters are leaving.
Yeah, so we get Alia's twin younger sisters and then her older sister. And the younger sisters, they do a dance after Ladybug wins. And they also, after she Lucky Charms for like the thing, she's like, is Ladybug going to do some coloring?
Yep.
They were pretty great.
Yeah, I thought they might have been the best part of the episode.
No, their little dance was adorable.
Yeah, their dance after Ladybug won. Chloe, she puts back up the B signal. It's back up. And we get the Chloe and Sabrina recap. We get the Queen Bee transformation. Then in comes Aurora and she freezes them.
Perfect.
Yeah.
It was pretty great, though, when Sabrina starts trash-talking Ladybug, and she's like, no!
Not my crush Ladybug, yeah. Yeah, no. Aurora sends Ladybug and Cat flying into the screen, and we get this Deadpool-like freeze frame.
Yes.
Yes.
Probably the weirdest part that we get, almost the screen cap. It wasn't Valentine's Day, that would have been the screen cap, but it's I expected them to do the. So you're probably wondering how I got here. Right? We didn't do that though.
This may look really bad. It all started 4 days ago.
It's weird because I thought we were going to do that. No, but we freeze there, then we go to clips, then we unfreeze later. So that was like the gimmick. But it was, they're them just like screaming, flying through the air. And clips of Cat and Ladybug fighting together, including literally 2 episodes ago in...
Yep.
How did we get that in here in time? That's impressive. I guess that episode was done a lot sooner than this one.
Are you saying it's not easy to take footage or a clip that is already made and just insert
I guess that's
it into
what they did. Yeah, they're fighting the giant robot.
Yeah. Let me tell you how easy it is.
Yeah, I think
it's extremely easy.
Yeah. Oh, they put a lot of effort into the editing all the clips together. There's a lot of going back and forth, but yeah, this it's all season 1 and 2, I think, except for this one. This is interesting. And I also think this one's production, this episode's production code is like 317, so I guess they had time. We get the recap, the new powers, 2 more transformation sequences, then they unfreeze. We get this moment. As usual, I completely agree with you, Bugaboo, and then Ladybug smiles at him.
I really wanted her to be like, don't call me Bugaboo.
But she didn't.
Did you like though that?
I loved that she smiled.
Bugaboo isn't okay.
Bugaboo's not okay, but I like the fact that she smiled and she did.
Well, she's allowed to smile.
She didn't fight him on it.
It was like I love you smile though.
Yes, Dylan. Yes.
Yeah.
I love you.
Yeah, they're warming up to each other. Yes, that was a big
point.
Yeah. Okay. You guys said you like this thing, and I agree. This is the best part of the episode. Which is it's so stupid, but we get the climax of the battle off screen, and it's told to us through Alia and Nino, and also I think we cut to Marinette's parents, but all of them. They're watching the reporter reporting on Ladybug and Cat.
Also, she's like, it's negative 40 degrees outside.
Yeah.
Though I understand that I think she said Celsius, which I understand is not no, it's still really cold.
It's really cold, yeah.
And she's just wearing a scarf.
I was also concerned.
I was like, are you okay?
Yeah.
Not okay.
Like the whole time I was like, why is she out there? Save her. She's so cold.
Who told you to go out there?
Clara, remember, to save Clara 2019, yeah.
Yeah, no, they were like, let's go to, and it's like, she's cold.
She's not warm.
Yeah, but she's like, they donned ice suits. Lucky Charm for the pencil.
This whole time the screen is like getting icy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We get the camera of that, and then it cuts off. They made a photocopy, a huge flash, and they're defeated.
Yay!
It was like. Part of your reaction, I feel like, as the audience watching this is like, oh, this is another budget saver, considering like unclear. I'm not, speculating the purpose of this being a clip show. But if you watch traditionally clip shows associated with saving money, so it's like, oh, we're going to save money again by not showing the fight scene. But I actually think it's like a parody of that type of thing. Like, it's like, oh, this is the show where we're not showing anything, so let's off screen show the major fight. And I think it works pretty well in the context of the absurdity of all of the clip show stuff.
Especially since, like, the Lucky Charm is usually super, like, convoluted anyway.
Yeah, it's a good Lucky
like,
Charm.
Here's a pencil. Is that a photocopier? Like, what?
No, it's good. I liked it because they're like, we can make this as ridiculous as possible, but like, there's no reason to explain it.
Yeah.
It's a good companion to the last episode too, where we had the most convoluted Lucky Charm ever.
I agree.
Good lampooning of the Lucky Charm here, yeah. And then the sisters are dancing. Hawkmoth, one of these days, I'll send you into orbit, Ladybug and Cat Noir.
Like, okay, Hawkmoth.
That's all we get from him.
We'll go hang out in the space dumpsters. It's fine.
Right, send them into the space. Oh, send them into the space dumpsters. Why couldn't we have done that? Okay. Marinette's dropping off Adrien's homework. She signs the note, "Love your friend Marinette," as discussed. Yeah. And clips about.
I was like convinced the post-it note was going to get lost.
Right, I know. It actually gets delivered.
Like Natalie takes it off or something.
No, Natalie is supportive.
Natalie's a bro.
Yeah. This is the rare thing that actually goes exactly correctly with Marinette in regards to Adrien and her efforts to show her feelings. And yet she's.
And he's a dum dum.
But no, he's a dum dum. But also, she shouldn't have signed your friend. But he had like a different angle, right? He could have seen the love and been like, but he had a different angle comparing the handwriting to, and yet he still didn't get there.
Nope.
And including, and then we get this clips of Adrien and his crush on Ladybug, including, I believe, almost exactly a minute from Glaciator, which this is like the best scene that the show's ever done. But it's still a minute long. It was a lot. The rooftop scenes.
Yes.
Yeah. I will say, if they are going to do a minute clip from anything, it should be this, because again, I do think it's like the best scene of the show.
It was like appropriately used. Like it wasn't just thrown into the episode like willy-nilly.
But I'm not on board with a minute long clip from anything.
No.
Unfortunately.
Not in the middle of a clip show, Dylan. Keep them short.
Yeah, they did much shorter clips the rest of the time. Natalie relays Marinette's message almost word for word. Adrien notices the handwriting similar to the Valentine from Dark Cupid, which we totally remembered. And then no, Marinette couldn't possibly be in love with me. She's just a friend who loves fashion. Besides, there's
so
Luca. This is like the most convoluted shoehorning into the loop. It was, and I was
Luca's not relevant.
Yes, he's here to save this episode. Luca.
Luca, no.
They didn't. Why didn't they let me talk this episode though? My clip would just have music over it. Like, let me display my true feelings in the form of words. Yeah.
That's for us, Luca.
April, I feel your love for me in that song.
Especially when you play like air horn noises. It's perfect.
How dare you?
That's what it sounds like.
Okay. The chord. Okay. No. And so someone who just has similar handwriting. That's all. The end.
And then that's the end.
That's it. That's the whole episode.
Then that's it for Ladybug in February. Family Channel has canceled the rest of the airings. Confirmed now.
Great.
Oh yeah, they drew all over their announcement.
Family Channel. They took the picture, they tweeted it. It's not like they didn't do a line tool.
Remember someone was just like, how nice of them to use the strike through, and we're like, no.
Plus, even the strike, the lines aren't consistent. They just drew pencil. No, I loved that. It was good, but no, Family Channel does a decent job of clearly communicating with us, but still should not schedule episodes when they don't have them. We have learned this by now, that Zag is not always following through on episodes that we're saying are coming at certain times. But they said,
JK.
Yeah, that's happened quite a few times.
We're totally gonna have this ready for you. No.
Yep. That's what's happened with the last 4 episodes. But Family Channel says they're coming soonish, so we'll see. But not February, although another country could air them, so we'll have to see. Yep. That's it for Stormy Weather 2. Delaney, final thoughts here.
It was a clip show. It was okay. Marinette got somewhere. I'm really proud of her. Adrien's an idiot.
Yeah, this is a good summer. April?
I really hope that Marinette can get everything together. I'm really proud of her. And maybe by the time Adrien moves back to Paris, then
No, that didn't happen, April. That didn't happen.
Oh, you're right. Okay. Yeah, it was a clip show.
Adrien took an internship into the International Space Station to work on the space dumpsters.
Yes, he's working on his engineering.
It's engineering the space dumpsters. Yeah.
Yeah.
That could be a thing. The show could do that.
I hope they do.
Okay, we hope so. Yes, that's Stormy Weather 2. It was okay. Yeah, it's definitely a good showcase of the show's character development and where we've come since season 1. Now I'm ready to move on to interesting things like the previous episode in more of season 3.
Yeah.
So yes, there you go. Let us know what you thought of Stormy Weather 2. Please tell us in the forms of stitching your previous comments that you've left together to form a new comment. Do that at overlyanimated.com or at youtube.com/overlyanimated. That's a challenge to Needle. And talk with us on our Discord at overlyanimated.com/Discord and support us via Patreon, patreon.com/overlyanimated. Thanks to our current patrons, especially our patrons of the podcast, Kent, aka Kent Brockman, and thanks as always to our patron executive producers, John, Ryan, Steve, Alex, and Hugh. Apparently that is it for Ladybug for February. So thanks for listening to this string of podcasts that we've had. We'll be back whenever Ladybug comes back, and we have a bunch of other animation coverage in the meantime, including Dragon Prince Season 2, which is coming out tomorrow. We're excited for that. We also have regular coverage of for The Promised Neverland, Genlock, both probably not appropriate for Ladybug audiences, and
that was very aggressive. I was like, nope.
Definitely not.
And some other stuff as well. Lego Movie 2 coverage coming up as well. So check all that out at overlyanimated.com. Thanks for listening, guys. We will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.